Have you ever really contemplated what your legacy will be? If so, and you're not happy with the answer, it's time to make some changes in your life.
And those changes can be motivated by Aurea McGarry. She's a cancer and domestic violence survivor, and she's revealing secrets to discovering your purpose in life and creating your best legacy based on what she learned from her own hardships. She is also the author of I Won't Survive, I Will Thrive, and she joins us now.
Thank you.
You were never supposed to speak again, were you?
No, I had a non-Hodgkin's lymphoma back in 1999, and the doctors had to remove my thymus where it started, half of both my lungs, the lining around my heart, disconnect half my diaphragm, and then they proceeded to remove my vocal cord nerve. And they told me I'd never speak above a faint whisper to be impossible. And that's how I did speak for about a year. It was very, very faint. That was it. So God loves the word impossible, and so do I. I just went on, said, okay, what life is going to be, it's going to be. And I kept on going. Didn't know this route was going to take me where it is now, but my legacy has come from the hard times. From this, I'm now a speaker and a TV show host for charities and philanthropists. So I'm the voice to those that may not have a good voice and may not want to be on TV or toot their own horn, which are charities. So I want to toot their horn for them.
And you're taking your struggles and your experiences and really helping people get through their own. How are you doing that?
Well, I have a television show that I feature nonprofits and charities and people living a legacy, but currently I'm doing events called Live Your Legacy Summits, where I have speakers come in from all over the world, all over the country, teaching on what their legacy is, maybe how they discovered it, maybe their aha moment. A key one is how to finance it nowadays. People might be thinking, I have a legacy, but I'm lucky I can put food on the table. So you might need some financial tips to finance it, or you might be overcoming obstacles. Many of us have a legacy from a really bad time, and instead of just trying to just barely make it through and throw it under the carpet, I'm going to forget about that, that might be your legacy. You know, my legacy comes from my dad being murdered when I was a teenager, from me surviving domestic violence and escaping, from my cancer and what I'm not supposed to do, which is speak. Well, that's just a big recipe for a legacy, and you know, if you'll take the time to say, maybe this is now my calling. It wasn't what I thought I was going to do when I was 5. You don't expect this, but utilize it and say, okay, well now what can I do to make this my purpose?
Well, how do you help people find their purpose? Because you can ask 10 people, say, what is your purpose, what is your passion? And a lot of people, most of them might say, I'm not sure.
Right.
Really don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It takes some thought process. Sometimes it comes back to some women. It might be your children. We have to delve into a little bit more about what have you always wanted to be? What have you always wanted to do? Maybe that little childhood dream when we used to be asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? And we would say it. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be an actress. I want to be you know, a writer, a photographer. Before we knew what we weren't supposed to be able to do, how hard it might be, how much education you need, how many other people are doing it, all the negative, you can't do that, or oh God, if you do, you'll be lucky. So go back to what you really always wanted to do or be or help. Are you the next Florence Nightingale type? Are you the next president? And delve into, well, why can't you start working on that? You know, is there something stopping you? Or why can't you be involved in that? Maybe you can't, you're 50 and you can't be a prima ballerina anymore, but can you be in that world? Can you help others? Can you leave your legacy with the children now? It's about, well, am I just surviving? Have I lost my passion for a talent that I maybe can't do myself, but I can help others do? So that's what it's a lot of thought process, a lot of thinking. Can you do it personally yourself? Or are you going to be somebody that's going to help others to do it? But we're all going to be remembered. How are you going to be remembered?
All right, so how do people, to get people to stop surviving and actually thriving and really identify what their legacy would be, what are some tips? Because some people can look at themselves and go, okay, wait, what? I don't know quite, how am I gonna, how do I make this legacy happen that I want, but I don't even know what it is, really?
Welcome to my events. But really, it's going into your heart. A legacy is a feeling. It's, you know you've had this gift or this passion. It's not something you're gonna read in a book or something you have to learn in college. This is something when we normally say, don't go by your feelings, you can't live life by feelings. This is when you do go into your gut and you go into what makes me happy. If I could do anything today and I didn't have to worry about getting paid or earning a living or about everybody else around me, if I could just get up today and do something, what would float your boat? What would get you up and get you excited? Sometimes your legacy is hidden in there. Other times it's hidden in, I just came out of something really bad, or I'm going through something now that is the worst time of my life. That could be your aha moment thing. I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to get out of this alive and well, and I'm going to turn around and turn this into my legacy. So we just have to stop and think. We have to stop and take a moment.
Okay. I won't survive, I'll thrive.
Exactly.
That is the book of Aurea McGarry. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Good to have you here. We'll be right back with more Daytime, so stay with us, please.